Yeah, they wanted to spice up the Thanksgiving table for everyone. I think it's a classic low risk. I don't know if I want to say high reward, but at least a mild reward move for the Vikings. This year at quarterback, obviously the entire situation with Sam Darnold, this was never going to be a long-term play for Sam Darnold. He is kind of in here as a placeholder until they can see what they have in J.J. McCarthy. Adding Daniel Jones just gives them more insurance behind Sam Darnold. We've seen a couple times this year where Darnold has gotten banged up. He hasn't missed time due to injury, but this is you never should feel bad about adding quarterback insurance. Daniel Jones is a guy that, at 27, he's got over 70 career starts. If you throw in a couple of playoff games, including a win over the Vikings a couple of years ago, I think it's a move that may not make a huge difference, but it could make a difference if Sam Darnold goes down. So the deal that the Vikings are signing Daniel Jones to, it only runs through the end of this season, and he's starting on the practice squad. And so he's still going to be eligible to be signed by any of the other 31 teams at any point. And so this is, from Daniel Jones' perspective, he's still leaving the door open to join another team if, say, a starter did go down and there was an opportunity to go start right away. But in Minnesota, he gets to sit under a coach in Kevin O'Connell who's really maximized the quarterbacks at his disposal. He gets to be around what's going to be a playoff team, and there's no commitment for either side beyond this year. Now, it could be maybe the ideal scenario for the Vikings if Sam Darnold, for example, cashes in, leaves town after the season. You might have a built-in replacement for Sam Darnold in Daniel Jones, with McCarthy, still recovering from injury next year. The Giants haven't gone anywhere over that time period, and that's not just Daniel Jones' fault. I would say, after 6 years, you have a pretty good idea of who a player is, and I think most of the NFL realizes that Daniel Jones was not worth the big money that the Giants gave him. He also, he's coming to the Vikings now. He's never played with a supporting cast like the one that the Vikings have right now. And so he was saddled with poor protection, poor weapons, poor coaching for much of his career in New York. That doesn't mean he's going to all of a sudden turn into a superstar if he's called into action with the Vikings. But I think, again, as a backup, this is an upgrade on Nick Mullins behind Sam Darnold for basically nothing that you're paying. And so, again, it may not make a huge difference in the long run, but you take this swing, especially at this point in the year where you can add kind of that emergency option. This is not just it's a mild win for the Vikings, adding some insurance, but I think it's a big win for Daniel Jones. Kind of escaping the turmoil in New York. You come into a more stable organization that's probably going to be playing at least one playoff game. He's got a chance to step in if Sam Darnold goes down. And if not, again, there's a built-in avenue here for him to be on a good team as either a backup or a spot starter next year.